Hey car enthusiasts, Leonard James here, and let me tell you, today we're talking about some real American muscle. We're diving into the top 5 muscle cars every guy should have parked in his garage. These are the cars that'll make your heart race standing still and leave a smile plastered on your face wider than a Texas highway. So buckle up because we're about to take a trip down memory lane with some of the most iconic cars ever built. Let's get started. First up, we gotta start with a legend, the Ford Mustang. You see a Mustang on the road, you know it's a Mustang. That long hood, those sharp lines, it just screams American muscle. And the sound of that engine? Music to any car lover's ears. First hit the streets back in '64 and it took the world by storm. I mean, they sold over 1 million of these babies in the first 18 months. Now that's what I call making an entrance. Over the years, the Mustang just kept getting better. More powerful engines, sleeker designs, they really upped their game. But no matter the year, the Mustang always stayed true to its roots. A true driver's car, born for the open road. Now, I've had the pleasure of driving my fair share of Mustangs, and let me tell you, each one is a thrill ride. From the classic '60s models to the modern beasts, they're all a blast to get behind the wheel of. And let's not forget about the special editions. The Shelby Mustangs, the Boss Mustangs, those are in a league of their own. True collector's items, and for good reason. They're powerful, they're beautiful, and they'll make you the envy of every car enthusiast on the block. The Ford Mustang, a true American icon. If you don't have one in your garage, well, you're missing out. Now, you can't talk about the Mustang without mentioning its arch nemesis, the Chevrolet Camaro. These two have been going head-to-head since the '60s, and let me tell you, the rivalry is still alive and kicking. The Camaro's always been known for its sleek, sporty design. It's like a panther on wheels, just waiting to pounce. And when it comes to performance, the Camaro doesn't disappoint. Under the hood, you'll find some of the most powerful engines Chevy has to offer. From the classic small blocks to the modern LS and LT engines, these things can really move, but the Camaro's not just about raw power. It's also a surprisingly nimble car, especially on the track. It's got that perfect balance of power and handling that makes it a joy to drive. And just like the Mustang, the Camaro's got its fair share of special editions. The Z28, the IROC Z, the ZL1, these are all legendary cars that any car enthusiast would be proud to own. Now, I've got to admit, I've always had a soft spot for the Camaro. It's just such a cool car, and it's got that certain something that makes it stand out from the crowd. Next up, we've got a car that's been making a serious comeback in recent years, the Dodge Challenger. This car's got that classic muscle car look that never goes out of style, but it's also got all the modern features and performance you could ask for. I mean, just look at this thing, that long hood, that wide stance, it's just begging to be let loose on the open road, and when you step on the gas, hold on tight. They've got a whole range of engines available, but if you really want to feel the power, you gotta go for the Hellcat. With over 700 horsepower on tap, this thing is an absolute beast. It'll pin you to your seat and leave you grinning from ear to ear. But the Challenger's not just about straight line speed, it's surprisingly nimble for a big car, and it's actually quite comfortable to drive on a daily basis. Plus, you've got all the latest technology inside, so you can cruise in comfort and style. Now, we can't talk about muscle cars without paying homage to the one that started it all, the Pontiac GTO. This is the car that kicked off the muscle car craze back in the '60s, and it's still considered one of the all-time greats. The GTO was all about raw power and performance. It was a no-frills machine built for one thing and one thing only, going fast. And boy, could it go fast. Under the hood, you'd find a big, powerful V8 engine that would make the hair on your arms stand up when you hit the gas. It was a symphony of horsepower and torque, and it was glorious. Now, the GTO might not have had the most sophisticated suspension or the fanciest interior, but that didn't matter. It was all about the driving experience, and in that department, the GTO delivered in spades. Sadly, Pontiac is no more, but the GTO's legacy lives on. It's a reminder of a time when cars were raw and visceral, and driving was an experience to be savored. Last but not least, we've got a bit of an underdog on our list, the Plymouth Barracuda. This often overlooked muscle car is a true gem, and it's got a unique style and charm all its own. The Barracuda was only produced for a relatively short time, which makes it quite rare and sought after by collectors today. But it's not just its rarity that makes it special. The Barracuda was known for its sleek, fastback design, which was ahead of its time. It was one of the first cars to feature a large, wrap-around rear window, which gave it a distinctive look and improved visibility. And let's not forget about that iconic CUDA logo. It's one of the coolest emblems in automotive history, and it perfectly captures the spirit of this unique car. Under the hood, you could get a variety of engines, including some potent big block V8s. But even with a small block, the Barracuda was no slouch. It was a nimble and responsive car that was a blast to drive, and it had a certain coolness factor that other muscle cars just couldn't match. Well, there you have it, folks. My top 5 must-have muscle cars for any serious enthusiast's garage. These cars represent the best of American automotive history, and they're all guaranteed to put a smile on your face. Whether you prefer the raw power of a Mustang or the sleek lines of a Camaro, there's a muscle car out there for everyone, so get out there and find your dream machine. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click subscribe for more car details and reviews. See you next time.